What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm making my NFL Week 5 picks, so let's hop into it. And first things first, I do want to say thank you all so much for 800 subscribers. It really means a lot to me. And if you like this type of content, please consider subscribing because at 1,000 subscribers, I will be giving away a $100 Fanatics gift card giveaway. And make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video as I'll tell y'all how to enter that giveaway. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And we are 1 month into the NFL season. Last week, my record was 11-5 once again, so I went 11-5 in back-to-back weeks, which I don't think it's terrible, which brings my overall record to 44-20, which I don't think it's too bad. Let me know your guys' records down in the comments. So yeah, we're 1 month in, like I said, and this week 5 is the first week that some teams have buys. So the Browns, the Chargers, the Buccaneers, and Seahawks all don't play this week. They are the first 4 teams to get buys. So let's just hop into the picks. So on Thursday Night Football, we have the Chicago Bears at the Washington Commanders. Both of these teams lost last week. The Bears were winning 28-7 against the Denver Broncos with like 20 seconds left in the third quarter, and the Broncos stormed back and won that game. And that was just heartbreaking for Bears fans, as that was like Justin Fields' best game in his whole career. The Commanders lost the game to the Eagles in overtime, so that really wasn't the end of the world for the Commanders. But either way, both of these teams coming in here, coming off losses, which team's going to respond better. I think that Chicago Bears loss was just super, super morally deflating. And because of that, I don't think they're going to come out with some pep in their step. I think they're just going to come out sluggish. And I think the Commanders are definitely going to take advantage of that. So I'm giving the Commanders the win right here on Thursday Night Football at home by a score of 26-21. I do think the Bears will keep it kind of close. But overall, I think the Commanders they've been playing better. They've obviously won a couple of games. The Bears haven't. So because of that, I have the Commanders winning this game right here. Then we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Buffalo Bills. This game is in London, so they're not actually playing in Buffalo. So it'll be the Jaguars' second straight week playing in London. The Bills coming off a huge win against the Miami Dolphins last week in a game that I did get wrong. I thought the Dolphins were going to win. The Bills turned around, put 40 plus points on them, and the Bills are looking like a team to beat right now. They're just playing really good, really inspired football. And even though they're traveling across the pond, I don't think that's going to change for them. Jacksonville did get the better of Atlanta last week in London, but I do think the Bills will go overseas and get a win against the Jaguars right here, improving to 4-1 on the season. And I think they'll win this game by a score of 35-20. Then we have the Houston Texans at the Atlanta Falcons. The Texans got a huge win against the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. CJ Stroud has just been playing out of his mind. Definitely the best rookie quarterback so far this year, and I was definitely wrong about him. I said in previous videos a while back that I think Ohio State quarterbacks that their talent doesn't translate well into the league, and I was definitely wrong about that with CJ Stroud. He is playing really good football. Like I said, he beat the Steelers last week. The week before, they crushed the Jaguars. So they're playing really good football right now. The Falcons, they did lose last week. Their offense is kind of shaky. They're not really putting too many points on the board. They're starting out sluggish. And even though both of these teams are 2-2, I do think the Texans have a lot of momentum on their side. They're playing good football. They've beaten some good teams. So I have the Texans winning this game right here by a score of 21-10. Then we have the Carolina Panthers at the Detroit Lions. And last week, the Panthers lost to the Vikings, and it was a pretty good game. They had the lead for a part of it, but the Vikings were able to come back and win it. Detroit, they're 3-1. They're playing really good football right now. They beat the Packers last week in Thursday Night Football. They have sole possession of the NFC North. The Panthers haven't found their groove yet. Definitely had some growing pains. Like I said, obviously not winning any games contributes to that. And I don't think things get much better for the Panthers this week. I do think the Lions will get a relatively easy win right here. So I have the Lions winning this game by a score of 33-13. And I don't think this is going to be one of those games that it's really that close. So yeah, I have Detroit winning this game right here, and the Panthers fall to 0-5. Then we have the Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. The Titans were able to cruise to a win against the Cincinnati Bengals last week, and the Colts fell in an early hole against the Los Angeles Rams last week, but they were able to storm all the way back and force that game into overtime, which they did ultimately lose, but still a resilient effort towards the end of that game. So I do think this divisional matchup right here will be a good game to watch. Who's going to win it? I definitely think that is a toss-up. If Tennessee's offense shows up again, if Derrick Henry throws some more touchdown passes, I could definitely see the Titans winning this game. The Colts with Anthony Richardson back, they're playing some good football. So this is really a toss-up, and this game could go either way. And I'm having a tough time deciding who's going to win this game right here, but I do think the Colts have played a more consistent brand of football this year than the Titans. Like the Titans got blown out by the Browns and they kind of blew out the Bengals, and it's just kind of been like a roller coaster ride. Ryan Tannehill hasn't really been playing good. Derrick Henry's had some bad games, whereas the Colts, I think they're exceeding expectations right here at 2-2. So like I said, they're just kind of playing a little bit better overall. So I'll be giving this game right here to the Colts by a score of 23-17. Then we have the New York Giants at the Miami Dolphins, and both of these teams lost last week. It was Miami's first loss of the season, and the Giants, they look like a mess. Like, it is bad. Besides that second half against the Arizona Cardinals, this is an 0-4 team right here. But yeah, they're not playing good football. What was Daniel Jones sacked like 11 times last week by the Seattle Seahawks? That was just crazy. It was not a good game. None of these Giants games have really been good games. They've either gotten blown out or blown out in a half, then made a surprising comeback against the Cardinals, like I said before. But either way, the Giants have definitely underperformed this year, and they've definitely been one of the biggest disappointments, at least in my opinion, this year in the league. The Dolphins, they've been playing really good. They lost to the Bills last week. Like I said, their first loss of the season, but still playing a really good brand of football. Their offense is still explosive. They still have a relatively good defense. And one down week isn't the end of the world for any team. So I do have the Dolphins rebounding with a win right here over the Giants by a score of 31-14. Then we have the New Orleans Saints at the New England Patriots. Both of these teams lost last week. The Saints lost to a division rival in the Buccaneers. The Patriots lost to the Cowboys. And Derek Carr was able to return to the Saints team, but ultimately it really didn't matter as the Buccaneers really were in control that entire game. The Saints offense just kind of sputtered out. The Patriots against the Cowboys team, a really good Cowboys team, really didn't do much. Mac Jones got benched. So neither team really put on a good showing last week. So who's going to respond? Are the Saints going to respond? Or are the Patriots going to respond? And I think the Saints overall just have a better team than the Patriots. So because of that, I do think the Saints will respond and get the win right here by a score of 20-13. Then we have the Baltimore Ravens at the Pittsburgh Steelers, an AFC North showdown. The Ravens were able to beat the Browns last week. The Steelers actually lost to the Houston Texans. That was my upset pick of the week last week, and I was actually correct on that. So the Steelers, their offense, once again, just sputtering out. And if they want to have any success moving forward their season, they just got to pick it up on that side of the ball. The Steelers defense can't carry them this entire year. The Ravens playing good offensively, playing good defensively. Right now, definitely the best team in the AFC North. So unless the Steelers defense pulls off another miracle, I do think the Ravens will win this game against the Steelers relatively easily by a score of 21-10. Then we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Los Angeles Rams. The Eagles are one of the two last remaining undefeated teams. Them and the 49ers are sitting at 4-0. The Rams 2-2. They beat the Colts last week in overtime. The Eagles beat the Commanders last week in overtime. So both these teams coming off of overtime wins, and the Eagles, once again, not playing too flashy, not dominating games, but they're just getting by. The Rams just sitting at 500. They beat the Colts, they beat the Seahawks, they've lost to the Bengals, they've lost to the Niners, so kind of just a mixed bag from them. So I definitely think the Rams are going to hang around in this game, but I do think Philadelphia will be able to pull it out in the end. So I have the Eagles winning this game right here by a score of 30-24. And then we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Arizona Cardinals. Both of these teams are 1-3. The Cardinals, that doesn't really surprise anybody, but the Bengals, I think that surprised a lot of people as the Bengals are just struggling. I know Joe Burrow's injury plays a role in that, but still, I don't think anybody really expected the Bengals to struggle a whole month into the season, but hey, here we are. And I don't know if I'll call this my upset pick of the week because they're both 1-3 teams, but I do have the Arizona Cardinals winning this game right here against the Bengals. The Cardinals, they've played really good football this entire year. They were one blown second half away from beating the New York Giants. They hung with the Commanders in week one, and they put up a good fight against the 49ers last week. I know the 49ers were able to pull away in that game, but still, some of the other teams the 49ers played, the Cardinals definitely looked a lot better against them than others. So the Cardinals, even though they're 1-3, I don't think they're the worst 1-3 team. And the Bengals just playing slow, playing sluggish, just not great. So I think the Cardinals will win this game right here by a score of 23-16. And then we have the New York Jets at the Denver Broncos. And the Jets, Zach Wilson played a great game last week against the Kansas City Chiefs, but just one mistake towards the end, the Jets could not pull out the win, and it was pretty heartbreaking for Jets fans, as they probably should have beaten the Chiefs last week, but they didn't. And the Broncos made a crazy 21 plus point comeback against the Chicago Bears, winning their first game of the year. So the Jets, heartbreaking loss last week. The Broncos, an exhilarating win last week. So are the Jets going to bounce back and respond and beat the Broncos? Or are the Broncos going to carry that win, just build upon it, and continue winning? It's really up in the air, but because of the Jets' performance last week, the Jets played really good. I think Zach Wilson wants to have a bounce back game. I think this team wants to have a bounce back game. And I think the Jets are going to go into Denver and get their second win of the season, winning by a score of 27-20. Then we have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Minnesota Vikings. The Chiefs barely escaped the Jets last week. Patrick Mahomes really didn't have a good game. Zach Wilson definitely outperformed him in the stats category, but the Chiefs got the win. The Vikings got their first win of the year last week against the Carolina Panthers, so they're looking to continue winning, expand upon that, use it as a building block for the season. But I think the Chiefs, after their sloppy game against the Jets, want to come back and prove that, hey, they're still the team to beat in this league. I do think Minnesota will put up a good fight, and I think this game has the potential to be the highest scoring game right here of week 5, but I do have the Chiefs winning it right here by a score of 38-28. Then on Sunday Night Football, we have the Dallas Cowboys at the San Francisco 49ers. And I think this game is going to be really telling of the NFC. Are the Cowboys good enough to hang with the 49ers? Are the 49ers the dominant team that they are? And are they going to blow out the Cowboys, hang 30 on them again? I know Micah Parsons is questionable with an injury, but still, I think this should be a really good game, a hard fought game. Both of these teams have really good defenses. Both of these offenses are more than capable. Brock Purdy still hasn't lost yet in the regular season. Christian McCaffrey is tied, or I don't know if he's tied or if he passed Jerry Rice for most games with a consecutive touchdown. I want to say he passed him. So he's been playing great. The 49ers offense is playing great. The Cowboys, like I said, they're 3-1. They're still a really good team. So I think this is going to be the best game of this week and definitely deserving of a primetime spot. And I can't bet against the 49ers right now. I do think they're the best team in this league. They put up 30 plus points in every single game this season, and I don't think that's going to change right here. I do think the Cowboys will keep it close. I do think it'll be a really good game, but I have to give it to the 49ers right here by a score of 34-23. Then we have the Green Bay Packers at the Las Vegas Raiders. Both of these teams coming off a loss last week. The Packers lost to the Lions. The Raiders lost to the Chargers. So both lost to a divisional opponent. The Raiders were without quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. And I think if he's out this week, the Raiders really don't have much of a chance against the Packers. And even if he does come back this week, I still think that kind of benefits the Packers in a way because now you got a different quarterback in back-to-back weeks, and some of that offensive rhythm can be disrupted because of that. So because of the Raiders quarterback situation, I will be giving this game right here to the Packers by a score of 28-17. So yeah, those are my week 5 NFL picks. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And for the gift card giveaway, I will be doing that over on my Instagram channel. So I have this post up on it right now. And all you have to do to enter the giveaway is like that post. And you can earn up to 2 additional entries into the giveaway by following me on Instagram and commenting as well on that post. So everybody can earn 3 entries into this giveaway. And then once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll wait like a week or so. That way everybody has a chance to enter. And I'm doing it over on Instagram. That way there's some privacy and it'll be easy to message the winner. And so, yeah, the link will be down in the description. So make sure you go check that out if you want to be entered into the gift card giveaway. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about these picks. Leave your thoughts down below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will catch you with another video. God bless.